Apple just released the latest update for our iPhones. That's right, iOS 18.2 is here, and it is jam-packed with amazing features, new functions, and new Apple Intelligence capabilities. Want to know how to use it? Stick around, I got you covered. I'm Dylan Stewart, the Mac Whisperer, and in today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into the brand new iOS 18.2 update. There's a ton of new features and tools, and I can't wait to share them with you. Make sure to stay tuned for my MacWhisperer Power Tip, because this one-button solution will make it easier than ever for you to find whatever you're looking for with just one click. Before we get started, a quick disclaimer. While iOS 18.2 is available for a wide range of iPhones, many of the features we're going to talk about in this video relate specifically to Apple Intelligence. Apple Intelligence is only available on the iPhone 15 Pro and later, and also currently only available in the US. If you're outside of the US and you'd like to check out Apple Intelligence, you can set your region to the United States and your language to English, and it will allow you to join the waitlist. There's a lot of great Apple Intelligence features that Apple released with iOS 18.1, but with 18.2, we finally see some of the image creation tools and some of the other tools we've been waiting for. Let's hop on over to the phone and get started. Our first update has to do with MacMail. That's right, that simple mail application that you've been using on your iPhone for years has gotten a major facelift. You may have seen some small changes with iOS 18.1, but now that 18.2 is out, the changes are unavoidable. Let's hop on over to the Mail app and take a look. What you're going to see as you open up your Mail program is right up at the top, they are categorizing your mail into separate sections. This is similar to what Gmail and other mail providers have offered, but bringing it in-house into the Mail app makes it even easier to use. You'll notice across the top that you've got several different sections. You've got your primary section, which is where you'll get email from your friends, from your family, from your coworkers, people you talk to regularly. Moving one button over to the right, you'll get to transactions. Transactions are where you'll see receipts, purchases, orders, and other things that have to do with, well, transactions. Moving one more button over to the right, we get into the Updates section. The Updates section is for business communication. These are companies that you work with giving you basic updates about new features, new functions, or new communications with the apps that you're already using. Moving over one last tab to the right, and we'll get into the Promotions section. The Promotions section is for newsletters, for marketing, and for companies that are trying to communicate with you about new functions or features. The idea of the Promotions, the Updates, and the Transactions sections is separating out emails that aren't from people. The primary section is where you're going to find all of your people. You'll also notice that since iOS 18.1, we've got this section here called Priority. The Priority looks through your emails and tries to bring any important emails that you have not addressed or replied to up to the top to make it easy for you to find them. You can turn on or off the Priority section by clicking in the three buttons in the upper right-hand corner and either choosing to show or hide the Priority section. From this same view, you can also turn off the categories if you don't like them, going back to the way it used to be by clicking on the list view here. I've been playing around with these categories over the last few weeks while iOS 18.2 has been in beta, and I found it to be extremely accurate. But if you want to see everything in one place, simply tap on whatever active tab you're clicked on. Right now we're clicked on Promotions. If I tap on it a second time, you'll notice that it will activate the All Mail section. I'm going to click back on Primary, and this time I'm going to click on Primary again, and that will also activate All Mail. So if you want to leave categories on but see everything, make sure you're in the All Mail section. If you want to see things in the separate categories, click on each category as you need it. One of the things I really like about the way they bundled emails together is sometimes I'll get multiple updates from the same company. And this stacks those updates together, so when I delete one, it can delete all of the other messages at the same time, making it really easy for me to move through updates, move through promotional emails, and move through transactional emails without getting stuck. So those are some of the best features in Apple Mail. The next feature is all about Siri. Siri got some significant updates in iOS 18.1 and 18.2, but the biggest update of all is the ability to integrate Siri with ChatGPT. For anyone who's used Siri and found her to be less than helpful, this is going to take Siri to the next level. We're going to hop into the settings section right here and scroll down to where we see Apple Intelligence and Siri. If you have not turned on Apple Intelligence yet, it may just say Siri, but the Apple Intelligence functions are inside of it. Clicking here, we see all sorts of basic options, but if we scroll down, we see this extensions section, and ChatGPT is there ready to help. Let's click on it. Here we have the option to either use ChatGPT or deactivate it if we don't want to use it. If you do choose to use ChatGPT and you already have a ChatGPT account, you can easily sign into that account to get all of your paid features. If you don't, you'll have a daily limit, but you'll notice you can also upgrade to ChatGPT Plus right from this screen here simply by clicking underneath the Advanced Capabilities button right there. I already have an account, so let me sign in. Signing in is easy. Simply click on the Sign In button and log in. Once you're signed in, you're done, and ChatGPT is ready to help out with any requests you send through Siri. Down here, we've got the option to confirm ChatGPT requests. What that means is if that is turned on and you ask Siri something that she doesn't know and she has to get the information from ChatGPT, she will confirm with you that that's okay to do. If you just want her to get the information without asking, you can turn that function off and she will use GPT automatically whenever necessary. Now we can do all sorts of new things with Siri that we weren't able to do. Let's try something a little complicated. I'm interested in the carnivore diet. Can you create a menu for the next week using recipes based on that diet? Let's click Use ChatGPT. You'll notice in the past it would have just gone on the web and just done basic searching, but now it's literally using GPT to give me very specific information. Here is a menu with what I should have on day 1, day 2, day 3. I didn't have to go to a website. I didn't have to do a ton of research. It brought it all to me. And as long as you have the ChatGPT app on your phone, it's going to save all of those conversations and allow you to continue the conversation at any point later to build that perfect recipe or find your next great book. It's an awesome tool, and I'm so glad that ChatGPT and Siri have finally become friends because it's going to make a huge difference in Siri understanding what we're asking for easily and helping us get things done quickly. So that's the new Siri and ChatGPT integration. Next up, let's talk about some of the new additions for Apple Intelligence writing tools. Now right here, I've got a document that's already been written about some of the best functions and features in iOS 18.2. We can already click on any text in a note or any other app, select it, and come down to our Apple Intelligence button. On the Notes app, it shows up right here. In other apps, you might have to go through the menu items to find writing tools. Let's click on it. Inside of writing tools, we've already had the ability to proofread, to rewrite, and to change the tone. I'll show you what that looks like. If I want to make this more friendly, all I have to do is click that friendly button, and it's going to reword everything and make it a little easier to understand and a little more friendly. But there's more that we can do with iOS 18.2. In addition to the abilities to proofread, to rewrite, or to change the tone, create summaries and key points, we've also got a new button down at the bottom called Compose, and this is a game changer. I'm going to create a brand new note by clicking on the new button right here, and we're going to go directly into Apple Intelligence, scroll down to where it says Compose, and we're going to give it a task. Ready? Write a letter to my mom telling her how much she means to me. And we click the send button here, and it will process that and will give me a letter that I can send off to my mom to let her know I was thinking about her. Now you can refine it, or you can make additional changes, making it more emotional, including a specific memory. Let's do that. Going to Cirque du Soleil for my birthday. Click the send button, and it's going to add that information into this letter, making it even better and even more personal without me really having to go through the hard work of writing it myself. You can see it right here, checking in with my mom. She's been my rock and my guiding light. I can create a letter like this, or a letter based on anything without staring at that blank screen anymore. It's easy to do, and you can do it in a number of different places. We're using the Notes app, but I could do the exact same thing by coming into Mail. Let's create a new message here, and let's come in here. Now, there is no dedicated Apple Intelligence button in Mail, but that doesn't matter. Just click on the body of the email and then tap again to bring up the pop-up menu. From here, click this little right arrow until you see Writing Tools. Let's click on it. It opens up my writing tool panel, and I can scroll down to the bottom, click Compose. Write an email to my new MacWhisperer members inviting them to a class at 9 a.m. on Saturday in Pacific time. Include time zones for the East Coast, Australia, and the UK. Then I press the send button, and it's going to do all the work for me. Now down below, I can give additional information like the link for the class or the topic. In this case, I'm just going to click Ignore. It's going to take the information it's got and automatically create this amazing email, including all the different time zones that I requested. And look, it's accurate. Pacific time, Eastern time, UK, and Australian Eastern time. I didn't have to do any calculation. I didn't have to look up the separate time zones. All I had to do was ask GPT to write the email for me. That is hands down the most important and best Apple Intelligence update in iOS 18.2. And it works all across your Apple apps, allowing you to use ChatGPT in order to fill in the blanks so you're never stuck looking at a blank page when you want to write a letter, when you want to create an agenda, or when you want to communicate with somebody. Now let's talk about the brand new Apple Intelligence image creation tools. When Apple announced Apple Intelligence, they showed these amazing features where you would be able to make any image with just a couple of button clicks. It's an amazing tool that exists with other AI programs like Midjourney, but it's complicated to go to those websites and most people don't know how to do it. So bringing it onto the iPhone made it so easy for more people to be able to use these amazing tools. And now that it's finally been released, let me tell you, it's pretty powerful and completely worth the wait. So we're going to talk about this image creation in a couple of different places. The first one is from an app called Image Playground. You'll notice that app right here. I personally don't like the logo they chose for this app, and I hope they improve it in the future, but it's what we've got. Let's click on it and open it up. As soon as you open it, you access your library of any images that you've previously created. It's easy to create a new image by clicking the plus button at the bottom of your screen. And you have a ton of options. You can start off by just describing something. Let's come in here. A dragon in a fairy tale village. And click the send button. This will create art based on the description we gave it. Down in the lower right-hand corner, we've got a plus button, which we can use to change the style from animation, which looks like Pixar, to illustration, which is more of a flat art style, just like that. When you first see the image created, be aware that there are also alternate images that you can access by simply swiping right here. As you do, you'll see different versions of dragons, different versions of fairy tale cities, but you can also add additional information. Let's add some cats. This will take our dragon in a fairy tale city and add kitties to the image. It actually made the dragon kind of look like a cat too, which is a little bit weird, but he's kind of friendly. If you get the image you like, click the Done button in the upper right-hand corner and it will save it into your library. You can also share those images by clicking the Share button in the bottom left-hand corner. Let's create another one. Let's click the plus button. This time, I'm going to click the plus in the lower right-hand corner and I'm going to choose a photo to use as the basis for this illustration. Let's come into Choose Photos. It opens up your entire photo library. Let's grab this picture right here. As soon as we do that, it's going to take that picture and use it as a basis to create a Dylan image. Now, it mistook my hat for hair, which is a little problematic, but don't forget you can click on the plus button in the lower right-hand corner to change from animation to illustration, or to change the photo, or even take a brand new photo. As soon as it's got these images, you can swipe to see different versions of them. Now, it doesn't make an exact representation of the photo. It's creating its own idea from that photo, but you can use the suggestions down at the bottom to easily augment it. Let's create another image. We'll click the plus button here, but instead of just adding in a description, let's use some of the other tools that are available. You'll notice down in the bottom right corner, there's a little person icon. Clicking on that icon will give you access to some of the favorite people from your photos library. Find any person you like and click on them, and it will create a version of that person using AI. Right here, we've got one of their animation versions. Let's see if we've got some better options. Nope. Definitely nope. Clicking on the contact icon in the lower right-hand corner will allow you to edit that picture, and you can even choose additional photos in order to give it a better idea of how you want it to look. Let's grab this picture instead, and we'll click Done. Now it reprocesses that image, making me look a little bit better? Maybe, maybe not. It's easy for us to also use the suggestions you see down below to augment the image. If I come down here and click on fantasy, it's going to add fantasy overtones to this particular image. By clicking the Show More button right here, you'll see there's a ton of choices. Different themes that you can use, different costumes you can add, different accessories that you can put on. But remember, at any time you like, you can come down to the Describe field and add additional information in. Remember that AI artwork is a little unpredictable, but you can always adjust and change it and fine-tune it to make it look exactly as you want. Clicking in the upper right-hand corner here, you can access all of the pieces that have created this image, and you can click the minus button to remove them, or click on any of the accessories or other things down below to add additional information in and have it reprocess that image. It doesn't do great with more than one person at a time in the image. I hope that they update that feature soon because I'd love pictures of my wife and I to get cartoonized like this, but it's great to know that with a couple of button clicks, I can easily create an image, whether it's an image of me or an image of puppy dogs in tutus. So now let's swipe out of the image playground and talk about another Apple Intelligence feature called the Image Wand. For this, we're going to head into the Notes app, which is where Image Wand lives. When I come in here, I'm going to create a brand new note. Now, sometimes when you're working on a note, you might need some images to spruce it up. In this case, I'm going to click my markup button right here, grab my pen, and we're just going to grab a nice, happy, smiley face. But it looks terrible, right? We can easily make it look better with the Image Wand. The Image Wand shows up in your markup toolbar right here. And by selecting it and drawing a circle around anything you want to change, you can add any description. So we're going to go smiley emoji, and I'm going to click the send button. And it's going to take my drawing and the description I requested and give me options for smiley faced emojis that I can add into this image. If I don't find one that I love, clicking the plus button here can give me other options. Maybe I don't want it as a sketch. Maybe I want it as more of an animation. Let's see what it does with that. That's fun. Let's scroll down and click done, and that picture gets added into my note, allowing me to then move it around, resize it, or do anything that I want to with it. This note is going to look so much better with these pictures added, and it's so easy to do. You also don't have to start with the drawing. If you want to, you can press on the Image Wand and just put a circle anywhere and add anything you need to draw. I think we need a dragon here. Takes that information in, draws you a nice dragon, come up to the top and click done, and it adds that dragon into that note. This is an awesome feature, and it's going to make my notes so much more lively. Now let's step out of Notes and into the third and final Apple Intelligence image creation tool. It's called Genmoji, and let me tell you, it's the one I've been waiting for since they announced it. Everything else is cool, but this Genmoji feature is a complete game changer, and I have spent tons of time mastering it, and I absolutely love it. You're gonna love it too. In order to use Genmoji, we have to be in the iMessage app. So we're gonna start going into iMessage, going into an existing conversation chain, and clicking down in the text message field down at the bottom. And let's open up the emoji toolbar in the lower left-hand corner. Everybody loves emojis. It makes it so easy to communicate with a simple thumbs up or a little shrugging guy or a cool smiley face with sunglasses, expressing how you feel without having to type a whole lot of words. But you know what's really annoying? Looking for an emoji that doesn't exist. For example, if I come in here and I look for avocados, I'm going to find avocados. But what if I want guacamole? Why isn't there a guacamole emoji? Well, with the new Genmoji tool, you can make it. So let's look for guacamole with tortilla chips. And now let's click where it says Create New Emoji right here. As soon as you click Send, Apple Intelligence goes to work creating the exact emoji you are looking for. And you can swipe through different options and make additional changes if you like. I think that one looks pretty good, so let's add it. You can simply click the Add button in the upper right-hand corner, and it will be found in the Recent section and also located when you're in the emoji toolbar. But there's another step you should take to make it easier to locate them in the long run. Press and hold on the emoji you like and click where it says Add Caption. Here you can type whatever you want, and whatever you add here will make it easier to locate that image later. In this case, I'm going to look for avocados regularly, so I'm going to add avocados to the caption. That's going to make it easier for me to find this new guacamole emoji. In addition to that, you can press and hold on it and add it to your stickers collection, which is a really helpful way to find all of these emojis once you've added them. Once you've done that, click the Add button in the upper right-hand corner and you can send that guacamole and chips emoji out to any of your friends. Now, down on our emoji toolbar, if we swipe to the right, you're going to find your brand newly created emojis right there, ready for you to send them to anyone you want. And because you've added them as stickers, you can head over to the sticker section by clicking on this button right here, and you can press and hold on that sticker, make it larger or tilt it using 2 fingers, and drop it onto any one of the conversations that you're in that conversation chain. It's amazing that we can finally create emojis at will. So the next time you're looking for a when pigs fly emoji, you can just create it yourself. Or maybe you need a brand new puzzle emoji. Whatever you're looking for, it's easy to create them. The only limits are your imagination. You can find all of your new Genmojis by clicking on the plus button to the left of the text field here and choosing stickers. Here, those Genmojis will show up nice and large, allowing you to see all the great details and share them with friends. And what's really amazing is that if somebody sends you a Genmoji they created, you can press and hold on it and add it into your emoji toolbar, even though you weren't the one that created it. Those days of struggling to find the right emoji are gone. In the next year, Apple users are going to create millions and millions of brand new emojis, making it even easier than ever before to get your point across with just an image. Pretty amazing, right? But that's not my favorite part of Genmojis. My favorite part is the ability to create Genmojis based on people in your photo library, making it easy for you to create customized emojis for the ones you love. Let me show you how to do it. We're going to go back into the text message field and open up emojis again. This time in the emoji description, we're going to type a person's name. Let's type in Dylan on a motorcycle. Now, when I click Create New Emoji, it's going to start to process that, but notice that the name Dylan is underlined. It doesn't know that I'm talking about me. Notice also up above it says Person is Emoji. Now, if I click on the word Dylan here, it's going to offer me Dylan Stewart. When I click on that, it's going to completely change that image using my image on a motorcycle, just like that. That one's fun. Let's see what else we've got. And remember, it's easy to add it by pressing and holding, adding a caption, and clicking Save to Stickers. That'll make sure you can find it later and you can search for it later. This is going to change everything because now with Genmojis, you don't have to worry about whether that emoji exists or not. If it doesn't, you can just create it. Pretty awesome, right? Apple really outdid themselves with iOS 18.2, adding all sorts of new fun features and functions like the ability to sort your email, or the ability to use ChatGPT with Siri, or to use ChatGPT to auto-generate text for a note, for an email, for a text message, and all of the awesome image creation tools that are now available. But there's one tip I didn't talk about yet. Before I drop my MacWhisperer Power Tip, if you got great value out of this lesson and learned something new, give it a thumbs up. That makes it so much easier for other people to find it and get the same value. And if you've got questions, comments, something you want to know more about, or you just want to come say, "Hi Dylan, I like your shirt," I love to hear from you guys. Drop down to the comments section and let me know how I can help you make your Apple technology even better. And while you're down there, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, it's subscribe time. Click that subscribe button, click that notify bell so you're always alerted whenever I drop new content. And with that being said, let's get into the Power Tip. When Apple released the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Pro, they added a brand new button on the right side of the phone called the camera button. A simple click of that camera button will open up your camera, allowing you to capture pictures quickly and easily without having to scramble around looking for the camera app or trying to figure out where the little round button is at the bottom of your screen. Just a simple press opens it up, and a second press will take that picture. There's a ton of great features and functions built right into that button, but the one we're going to talk about is one that Apple didn't tell anybody they were adding. It's called Visual Lookup, and it works with Apple Intelligence to help you use your camera to find information online. Let me show you how it works. To get into it, you press and hold on the camera button until it opens up, just like this. It opens up the camera, and if you look in the lower left-hand corner, you'll see an Ask button. In the lower right-hand corner, you'll see a Search button. If I click the Search button, it will use that image and search with Google to find where I can find that particular product. Here is all the information it's got on this book, so good they can't ignore you. But if I click the Ask button on the lower left-hand side, it uses ChatGPT, which can give me even more information. Watch this. First, it scans the book, sees what the book is. It gives me a ton of basic information about the book, but the really important part is down at the bottom where it says Ask About Details. From here, I can come in and either type or text any additional questions. Give me a list of the top 10 points that he makes in this book. And it delivers me all the information I asked for. And if you have the ChatGPT app on your iPhone, you can revisit this conversation at any point and get additional information about it. But look at how clear it was in telling me exactly what's inside this book without my even having to read it. The Visual Lookup functionality is awesome for both getting more information about something like a pretty flower that you've seen or an animal that you've seen, or helping you purchase a specific product. For this example, let's go into Visual Lookup again by pressing and holding on the camera button. And this time, I've got this fun Ron Burgundy action figure that I was given for a gift a few years ago. I'd love to buy another one to send it to my son. Let's click on the search button right here and let's see what it finds. Right there, easy to find, here is exactly that particular action figure ready for me to buy and have shipped out by Amazon, probably arrive in the next 12 minutes while we're talking. That's the power of Visual Lookup. One single long press on the camera button and you can point your camera at a book, at an animal, at nature, at a specific tree, at a specific landscape, and get all sorts of information from both Google and ChatGPT to make sure you've always got the right information in the palm of your hands. So that's what we've got for today's video, all about the new features of iOS 18.2. But there's always more to learn. Check out this video right here to learn even more about how to use your Apple devices to make you more organized and more productive. I'm Dylan Stewart, the Mac Whisperer, and I'll see you in the comments.